And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the quarterfinals of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament SGLIVE 2022 here on SpeedGaming. Today, we have a quarterfinal matchup between the number 5 seed MidiGuyDP and the number 4 seed TrueHyperMario. Hi, everyone. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Joining me on the commentary this afternoon, High Flyer 28. This is going to be a very exciting matchup. You've got the number 5 seed. You've got the number 4 seed. It doesn't get any tighter than this.
You couldn't said it any better yourself. It just gets harder from here in the tournament. So all these matches should be close. Can't wait to see what they bring us here.
Quickly, I think I'm going to say it's going to be World 2 first.
7.
All right, let's see. And we threaded the needle. It was number 5. So if we took the difference between our two, then we're correct. We're starting things off.
That's exactly where I was just going with that.
And look at this. It's 4-5 and our friend Boss Bass. These are going to be the group stage flags, group 2, no end card game. So hammers will break locks, but there will be no end card game for these runners to work with. All right, and looks like we need to get the runners just a little bit in sync here, but they're pretty much even out of 4-5.
Hitting the same, almost the same bro movement.
Oh, and we've got the Hammer Brothers party mix. Oh, did True Mario just get picked off? No, that we were just getting them in synced up. By the way, no Sledgehammer Bros. I want my money back. Ooh, and they get a P-Wing. Very nice. So all hand stages are going to be P-Wings here.
Yes, it will be. Not a bad item to get, especially early on. And wow, this is very interesting.
We've got Fire Bros Small. That's always tough, but nice job there by MidiGuy as TrueHyperMario gets the boost off of the Lakitu in 4-4 and gets it again. Holy smokes, what a play here by TrueHyperMario. Is he going to go for a third? Well, there comes Lakitu. He doesn't stay absent for long, but there you go. That was a textbook 4-4 right there for TrueHyperMario. MidiGuy did get a music box from that Fire Bro level here. It looks like MidiGuy, good slowdown there. With some very good patience there from MidiGuy because he surely would have been hit by those spiny eggs, and MidiGuy is safely through as we have one of the 4 Bowser military stages. It is the Air Force. Auto scrollers are turned off with just a few exceptions. One of them is 5-9, one of them is the Coin Heavens, and one of them is the level we affectionately like to call Atlantis, one of the 9 beta levels that you might see here today.
Yeah, TrueHyperMario was very risky going for those Lakitu jumps, a small Mario especially, but with that being said, he definitely took the lead by a good bit.
Yeah, there have been no power-ups either. Ooh, MidiGuy had to stop just a little bit so that he wouldn't get hit by those hammers there, and now TrueHyperMario makes that look easy. That is not easy, ladies and gentlemen, but TrueHyperMario takes down the Fire Bros, MidiGuy takes down Boom Boom, so they are pretty much step for step. And that is all for this level. So we're going to the World 6 airship where Roy will be waiting for us.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised neither runner went for a mushroom house here, despite not seeing any power-ups. I mean, you never know what level you can come across, and maybe hoping that they had the World 7 airship where there's a 2 chance of power-ups.
Yep, and we still have no power-ups because it was a star, which is going to run out right now, and 1 hit is not enough. 2 hits are not enough. 3 hits it is, and they are neck and neck. We're talking less than a second upon wand grab here at the end of the first world. You always love to see it this close.
Oh yeah, World 1 bringing us nothing but pure jank as usual, but despite all that, the runners were able to just fly on by and take time when they need to, and you know, we have a pretty good race on our hands.
Absolutely. This is a best 2 out of 3 showdown. Whoever wins 2 games first will move on to the semifinals of the tournament. And we get from the princess a mushroom, and it is World 7. So keeping the odd trend, we see 2 forts on the left, and both runners are going to play it. It's the World 2 fort.
Ooh, MidiGuy using his P-Wing and True Hyper just conserving them. Instead, maybe MidiGuy was hoping that seeing World 7, we might have saw Fort Knox.
And that's an understandable play. You see some runners take a chance there. It turned out not to be Fort Knox, but no problem at all. Now, MidiGuy's got to be careful. If you fly too high here in the spike fort, there are some invisible spikes that you can't see that you'll hit if you go too high. So MidiGuy was able to dodge it. TrueHyperMario a little bit too quick trying to cross those spikes there, but he should be okay as MidiGuy takes down the Boom Boom first. TrueHyperMario going to be right behind. And that's the pipe with the view, and it does look like we have to play the other fort because there is a lock guarding our process, and we do not have any hammers to give.
Yeah, it's also called a knowledge pipe. I mean, despite it being a dead end, it does give you basically everything you would like to know about the overworld.
Yep, now it's just a matter of getting there. MidiGuy playing 4-1, and TrueHyperMario playing 4-3. So we're seeing all of the level 4 stages here early on. MidiGuy able to dodge the triple stars, which would have given him 5 extra lives and some fireworks. And the fireworks cost time. And considering both of these runners' skill levels, I don't think we're going to see fireworks on either side, at least not intentionally.
Yeah, True Hyper picking up our first power-up of the seed, and it's a mushroom. Of course.
Actually,
4-3. And
he actually did pick up one in the spike fort, but lost it before he got to the Boom Boom fight.
Okay. Makes sense.
It was one of those don't blink, you'll miss it situations as MidiGuy trying to find the right pipe that will get him to the fort. MidiGuy has found the pipe that takes him to the promised land, but he now needs to find the pipe that'll take him to the fort, and he has done just that. And looks like TrueHyperMario's gonna, well, he thought about doing panel A, but he's going back. Ooh, should have taken the other pipe. So we have the donut fort for F2.
So both, I don't know, so we just a lot of World 4 into World 7 here.
Absolutely, but TrueHyperMario doesn't lose too much time. He finds the route to the donut fort as well. And going for P-speed strats, he is cruising here. Just a couple of, lost the input on the jump, it looked like there to that hot foot, so he'll have to do this small, but he should be okay. One more, and down he goes. Look at this, another World 4 level, this time 4-6, so the only ones we don't have checked off are 4-2 and 4F1.
Yeah, at first I don't know if True Hyper was actually thinking about just playing the Piranha Fort first and seeing if there was a hammer to not have to worry about getting the fort. But I mean, I feel like he made the right play. If there would have been 3 forts in the world, I can see it, but 2, I don't think it's worth it.
MidiGuy decided to use the music box there, so he'll forego whatever item was on that Piranha stage, as we do have the World 4 airship. Again, auto scrollers are turned off. MidiGuy does have a Fire Flower to help him potentially against Ludwig von Koopa. 2 hits. Now, TrueHyperMario is going to play it. 3 hits is not enough. 4. Looks like it might have been 4, unless he got the fire kill, but still a pretty beefy Ludwig von Koopa. TrueHyperMario loses his power-up, but does clear the level, and it's a P-Wing. Well, it's a fine item, but it's probably not the item TrueHyperMario was looking for.
Well, it will be one more P-Wing than the MidiGuy has, because he used it back in the first fort.
That is correct. So, and of course, he could always use the music box if he gets a lot of Hammer Brothers impeding his progress in, say, World 4. We have World 2 up next with a couple of forts, and we are starting things off with 3-3. And TrueHyperMario does look like he did get the animation skip. I think he had a couple of pixels to spare, so that's going to save him a little bit of time.
Very nice.
All right, Meaty Guy makes quick work of 3-3. And this will be the fort, and it is 5F1. And TrueHyperMario following the same footsteps. He'll be on 3-3 now. Loses his tail, unfortunately. Meaty Guy
I think Midi Guy's hoping that this fort breaks that lock, but it's kind of hard to tell what that other fort will break, if it's going to be required or not. I think he's hoping that it's not.
And it's the correct fort, and we'll see if both forts end up being required, as we now have, this is 6-3.
Oh.
Lost his fire suit to the fire snake here. You always got to watch out for ice physics. There's a nice jump. Didn't even need the assistance of those Koopa Troopas. There is TrueHyperMario did lose his mushroom, but he's going to get it right back here in 5F1. Hammer Bro is in Meaty Guy's way, and oh no, it's the underwater with the Fire Bros, but another nice shot. Oh, but the dodge! Oh, but Meaty Guy gets away from the Fire Bro. Boy, what an interesting fight there, and Meaty Guy will pick up a star.
Yeah, that was good thinking on his part to clear the blocks, because it's very risky to jump right under a block onto a Fire Bro.
3 forts here in World 2. I'm gonna guess one of them's got to be World 1 fort.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing after seeing that layout.
Oh, getting stun locked.
Bros.
Yep, the Sledge Bros here, and nice job there. Meaty Guy ducked while jumping so that it wouldn't break the block, and it's another star. And then he gets one more coin because he had activated that coin block at the start of the fight. Here's 1-5, and you never want to do the strat in vanilla where you slide down, because chances are it's not going to end well.
Yeah, there's usually a few shoes there. Normally there's some spinies there, but lately I haven't seen many. Maybe only in my seeds when I play offline, but...
Oh, there's a star opportunity, but TrueHyperMario doesn't need the star, and he'll get his P-Wing. All right, panel number 2. Uh-oh, it's 5-9, and we do not have any Jugum Clouds to skip through this auto-scroller, and it's always going to be that nasty fire enemy set, so hopefully the Fire Chomps decide to take a break, because the Fire Chomps could cause a lot of chaos, and yeah, the pile driver, he was caught between a rock and a hard place there, and uh-oh, there are those Fire Chomps. Now, why the Fire Chomps are annoying, in vanilla, of course, is they might enable a despawn of these platforms.
I know True Hyper is gonna be very happy to see 5-9.
And it looks like that was the only Fire Chomp, so not a terribly difficult 5-9 there, and Meaty Guy is across the finish line for that level. Yeah, that's a costly death there for TrueHyperMario, so he's now a full auto-scroller behind, as we now have the World 3 airship here in World 2.
And True Hyper is gonna have to be extra careful because he is small Mario, and that Fire Chomp might come to get him.
Yep, I mean, and if he doesn't get killed by it again, the despawn could also be a factor. There it is. All right, is able to take it down. Again, that was the only one that we saw on Meaty Guy's side. Meaty Guy taking care of Morton Koopa, and we'll be moving on to the 4th world. So we've had 5, 7, and 2. It's kind of funny how our worlds all connected in the first 3 worlds, somehow.
Yeah.
So predict what the next world is going to be, studio audience. Another P-Wing, and we have World 3 this time.
No hammers to work with, so no double hammer play if it was possible.
And we've got 2-2 as our next level on Meaty Guy's side. TrueHyperMario going for P. Speed Stress, look at that. That is beautiful right there. And no problem with 2-2 for Meaty Guy. And Morton had the Earthquake, but it was just a 2-hitter. So he was salty in terms of having the earthquake, but he was not very salty that he only had 2 hits. MidiGuy going to check the pipe to see where it takes him. And he's able to skip 1 level, so not a big skip. And no!
Oh!
Right into the hands of a waiting Boss Bass. So score 1 if you're on Team Boss Bass. And considering that it's 7-9, yeah, that might have been intentional, even if it wasn't intentional, because you're going to want to use some kind of flying apparatus to get over it.
From just judging from the look on MidiGuy's face, I don't think he wanted to do that. I think he wanted to at least go for that power up in the middle, see what there was first.
Yeah, in all likelihood, it was an unintentional 100 coin fine, but I think some people might have done the intentional just to maybe use that P-Wing, but I think it would have been just one of those situational plays that runners would make, but no problem. MidiGuy does get through 7-9, and TrueHyperMario is able to avoid the fireworks.
Yeah, considering we saw 7-9, maybe we might see 7F1, maybe 2.
Well, here is, well, you got the 7 right, but it's 5-7. All right, here's TrueHyperMario is able to get by Boss Bass for the moment. Ooh, uses the star to take it down, but didn't get enough P speed to fly up, so that's going to hurt. He'll have to take the long way. All right, looking at the map here, we see that there are 2 forts, and here's 4F1. So now the only level we have not seen in World 4 yet is 4-2. MidiGuy going top path. Nice dodge of the thwomp. TrueHyperMario gets a star. That'll take him to the end of the level. Not a problem at all. Boom Boom goes down for MidiGuy, keeping his lead.
And the Troll Fort doing its thing, not being the required fort.
Yep, because sure enough, we do have a lock guarding Wendy's castle. And TrueHyper in trouble. Yeah, the Sledgehammer Bros got him, and he's not happy about that one. By the way, he is making the right decision, though.
Yes.
He has found the correct fort. He doesn't know it yet. MidiGuy, a little bit of trouble at the end of this coin ship. Does take down the Boomerang Bros and gets a music box.
Yeah, I was just actually about to mention that TrueHyper.
No!
No!
That could have put TrueHyperMario back to the race, unless of course the other fort is required to get through. But
I think I know what TrueHyper's thinking. He's probably hoping there's only 1 fort, seeing that there was a lock there.
Oh, then that could be. Yeah. And 5F2 is our second fort.
Okay. So we've seen 5F1 and 2, and we've seen both roll 4s. This is very interesting.
So now he sees the second, and yeah, he's gonna play it now. Based on where that fort is, I think it's required anyways, just to get to the pipe we need to be. And Trevor is going bottom path. In 4F1, it's one of those to each your own situations here. I see some runners take the top path, some take the bottom to get the power up. Yeah, just looking at the path, that fort was required anyway, so he's gonna come out even in the end.
I think they could have took the top path where the bro normally goes across the bridge. That was open, so they didn't have to break. That was just blocking. Yeah,
they could have double piped. Yeah, that this is true. No, actually, no, it's not. No, it's not, because there's the other 2 pipes. And here's Wendy. Oh, she's got earthquake. Oof. She's more than 2 hits. Oh, she's more than 3 hits. She had all of the Baconators in the world, folks. A 5-hit earthquake, Wendy. You'll love to see it. And MidiGuy makes quick work of her.
Oh yeah, folks. just keep an eye on MidiGuy's face. It's priceless. No matter what happens, he's always got the great expressions there.
Right now, MidiGuy building a good lead here. Oh, and TrueHyper's having problems finishing up 5F2. Can't get up the pipe, and yeah, he is not happy, as you can see on his face.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there exactly. He went up to the pipe and it like launched him diagonally into the dry bones.
All right. Oh,
Oh!
it's a required 7F2, and it's required because there is a lock at the end. Oh, and he lost his input. Yeah, no hammers to be found, and going to use the Tanuki. Yes. Now, there is a little bit of good news seeing 7F2 in World 1. Because it's World 1, the Fire Piranhas will only fire once. Any other level, they'd be firing twice.
Yeah, I never knew that until somebody pointed it out, and even in vanilla, it's like that. For some reason, I guess it's the coding. They made it so that they only shoot one in World 1, and it carried over into Randomizer, the grassland.
Yep, and also, at least the Tunnel of Love did not have 2 Fire Piranhas. It was 2 regular Piranhas. MidiGuy making quick work here. Damage boosts his way through the last part of 7F2, and MidiGuy takes care of Boom Boom. And TrueHyperMario gets his second animation skip here, able to get that off-screen wand grab.
Yeah, and he's gonna make good use of that tail into 7F2.
Ooh, speaking of a nasty World 7 levels, we go from 7F2 to Piranha Alley 7-8. What a duck there to not take damage for that Fire Piranha. Does take damage from the end Piranha, but he should be fine. Now, where is that boss pass? There it is. Is he gonna take the pipe? Yeah, you always want to take that pipe to despawn Boss Bass. Oh, and TrueHyperMario loses his input. We have a Tanuki suit. Man, the eaten up inputs here in Piranha Fort. Oh, you hate to see it, folks.
Yeah, not only did he have a dropped input, but he hit the waffle on the way down, so he couldn't save himself.
Oh, and TrueHyperMario trying to get this leave. He can't get it, so he's gonna have to do this part without the tail. And that could make the Tunnel of Love difficult. But he's going to be okay. He's on the edge of the pipe. Nice jump. There's a hammer. Of course, now we get a hammer. This is interesting. If either of these runners would have taken the risks, if a hammer would have been there, their gamble would have paid off. But at least that is a hammer that they could use potentially in World 8.
I think we still haven't seen World 6 yet, so that could come in handy too.
Oh, absolutely. World 4.
And World 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
MidiGuy
very rare hammer play.
We've seen that before. I actually never knew about that hammer until doing randomizer commentaries. We have the World 7 airship, and having a tail is definitely a must, at least in my opinion, on this airship. Well, HyperMario having a little bit of problems, but will be able to get the power up here in 7-8. Watch out for Boss Bass. Now let's see if he decides to despawn and go into the pipe as well. He does. He'll get his Tanuki suit if he so chooses. And let's see how Larry rolled. We are out of Earthquake Koopalings here. 2 hits. Nope. 3. That'll do it.
Yeah, unless if that question block is going to give you some lives or a frog suit, there's no reason to not take it.
As far as I'm concerned, anything, including 3 1-ups, could be there. I think the only thing that can't be in those giant blocks is a star. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, though.
I've never seen a star before.
Then I'm pretty sure star can't be in there. Anything else can, though. By the way, get your commands out if you have it. Oh, we're not going to get it from TrueHyperMario. He lost his Tanuki to that Fire Snake. Another leaf from Princess as we go to World 4, which means World 6, the Ice World, will be last.
That's going to be very interesting, depending on what these bros have for items. Oh.
You always like to see that. It's like, see ya! And we get a frog suit. Speaking of the frog suit, and MidiGuy flies up to the top cloud there. That was pretty cool. All right, next level is 3-4. Nice P-speed jumps here from MidiGuy as TrueHyperMario now in the World 7 airship. Still a couple of levels behind here. He's definitely not out of it yet, but he's going to have to hope that MidiGuy makes some mistakes. Or World 8 comes into play. We call World 8 the Great Equalizer because a lot can happen in that level.
Yes, I mean, if you watched my match last night, you would know that exactly firsthand. Like I said, no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. By the way, another P-Wing. My goodness gracious, all the P-Wings here in this seed. All right. Of course, Fort Knox is still in play, so you may see Meaty Guy pop that P-Wing coming up as he gets a star and a 1-up. And TrueHyperMario takes care of Larry, so he'll be moving on to World 4. And we got 6-1 now.
Where's that boss bass?
Right, 6-1 with Boss Bass. Is it going to be one of those midway? There it is.
Oh!
You called it. You got it, my friend. But Meaty Guy with the P-Speed strats outruns it.
I feel like that's one of the latest boss basses I've seen for 6-1. Usually it's right after that first pipe, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to be... Because I have before one time got a normal enemy set, and there was no boss bass, which kind of made me wonder if it was that, but no.
Here's the 5-6 beta. Now, if you're not sure, High Flyer, I've called this the 5-6 beta because this is the only other level in the game apart from 5-6 that has the Parabeetles, and they have the green ones sometimes. So that's how I've come to the conclusion it's the 5-6 beta.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, I'll definitely go with that.
All right, we've got the escalator fort 6F1 on Meaty Guy's side. So rip the dream of all 3 World 6 forts in the same level because we had not seen any World 6 forts up until now. All right, Meaty Guy tried to do the clip one time, didn't get it, but does have the fire suit, so can get a quick kill. But he's going to look for a star here on this block. Will he get it? And he's not even going to check, so he'll go for the fire kill. TrueHyperMario gets his P-Wing. So with that panel 7, we know that this fort is going to build the bridge here in World 4. TrueHyperMario's got to watch out for that boss bass. It's a-coming. Here's the World 2 airship. Oh, and he saw it just in time. But he's got a star, so he should be in good shape. And is able to dodge the fireworks. And here comes the Iggy fight. 2 hits is not enough. He's trying to get the fire kill. But 3 hits it is. And there's that hammer. You remember that hammer that we were talking about? TrueHyperMario just used it right there. All right, TrueHyperMario is not going to go for the damage boost strat. Some players might have done it there, but looks like he wants to keep his fire suit. And just like Meaty Guy tried to do the clip one time, didn't get it, so he'll do the natural path. Now let's see if he decides to check for a star. And he decides to skip it as well. There's a Jugum Cloud from the Princess. World 6, the last one. Before we get to World 8. Meaty Guy will check the pipe. And there are at least 2 panel 10s, so that means there are 2 forts maximum. Let's see where this pipe takes him. And no bridge needs to be built, and there are the 2 forts. And here's the Oasis, 2-4. That poor Hammer Brother got stuck. Bowser's going to need to fork over a lot of coins to get him dug out. TrueHyperMario having a little bit of problem with Iggy, but does manage to take him down. All right, panel number 6 is Meaty Guy's choice, and up. Time to test your clipping skills. We've got 7-1, and on the second try, MidiGuyDP nails it. Very impressive. All right, so Meaty Guy, that's going to put a lot of pressure on TrueHyperMario if he decides to go panel 6. Now, panel 1, we have no idea, and a lock needs to be broken, and guess what? Meaty Guy still has his hammer, and that is really, really bad news for TrueHyperMario, who already used his hammer. So unless he finds another hammer, or if he guesses the right fort, it's going to be a massive lead for Meaty Guy going into World 8. As he's trying to get the fire kill on Lemmy, and Meaty Guy does so successfully. At least a 2-hitter. So, Meaty Guy, with a good lead going into World 8, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. Make your predictions on how many bridges it is going to take to build the path to Bowser's Castle. Meanwhile, TrueHyper is going to play the fort. This is 6F3, the Carpet Fort. If this could be the right one that's going to break the lock. We'll find out. Well, TrueHyperMario is small, so he's going to have to be careful here. We got a whole bunch of hotfoots, and it looks like 2 of them are the crazy variety, and 1 of them is the vanilla variety. No locks up front. Checking this. It is a fort. This is 3F2. Hey, this seed is validated, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the underwater fort in its proper place in this seed. So this seed is validated.
Yeah, you can see the look on MidiGuy's face. He was screaming out, "Valid!"
Yes, he was, wasn't he? All right, so TrueHyperMario now in the Oasis. Remember, he played 6F3. I don't know if this is the correct fort. I guess we'll find out in due time. But MidiGuy easily dispatches of Boom Boom here in 3F2 and jumps over the Hammer Bro without getting damaged there to complete 2-4. And TrueHyperMario is also going to do panel 6, so it's time for 7-1. Oh, MidiGuy gets grabbed by a hand. It's the quicksand stage, and that's 2 meals for Boss West, but this one completely intentional. And TrueHyperMario gets it about on the 4th or 5th try there, so not quite as fast as MidiGuy, but still, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, and that kind of hurts when you have to get rid of your fire stew over an intentional death.
Well, rip the dream of 4 bridges. We saw a lock on hand bridge, so 3 maximum now. And TrueHyperMario did guess the correct fort. 6F3 was right. Remember, he did not have a hammer, so he is good to go. P-Wing time, and it's the Navy. Again, 7F1 Fort Knox still at large. So again, with very few options left, might as well, right?
Yeah, it could have actually been in one of those forts they skipped in World 2, because they only played 1 fort.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I mean, no question about it.
So it makes me wonder if maybe they're saying, no, it's definitely here. If 3F2 wasn't the answer, something else has to be.
So TrueHyperMario, and that does break a lock, and there's another lock, so it's 1 bridge maximum now. And by the way, if there is a bridge, it's been built. We know that by process of elimination, because we had already completed a fort. We saw that lock on hand bridge. A lock just popped, and we saw another lock in the darkness. So by process of elimination, if MidiGuyDP, if there is 1 bridge at Bowser's Castle, it's built. And if that's the case, 3F2 is the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of scenarios. There could have been another lock in the hand bridge. There could have been a lock in Bowser Land. It could be anything. It could be 0 bridges.
It could be 0 bridges. Oh, absolutely. And speaking of
look
which,
at that.
There you go. But they're going to have to play 8-2 if they want to get to Bowser's Castle, because that is our army level.
Yeah, can't skip this with the Cloud. I'm surprised they didn't take the Sands of Champion.
With the tail, no. And I would have, you know why I would have? To despawn Angry Sun. But these runners don't need to despawn Angry Sun. I do, but not these runners. And that's going to be it. Right now, MidiGuy in the catbird seat to take game number 1. TrueHyperMario got grabbed by that same hand, and he's going to do the same thing. He's going to indulge the audience. Another Boss Bass meal. So that is 3 on the board for Boss Bass. We're keeping him well fed so far. All right, since there are no Fire Flowers or Hammer Bros suits, we are going to have to take down a Bowser the traditional way, unless there's a Fire Flower here, which there is. 35 fireballs is what MidiGuy will need if he can get this clip. Doesn't get it on the first try and just stops at 1. So, 2 lasers. Watch out for those fireballs.
One more somewhere. There it is.
Toward the end. That's the latest I've seen a fireball ever. Oh, he got too close to Bowser's grill and loses his fire suit. So he'll have to do it traditionally. But nevertheless, he is still in a very good position to take game number 1. All right, so a couple more ground pounds, and MidiGuy this time is just going to do the small. Again, only Bowser's head is the hitbox, but you still have to watch out for the line of fire, but he is going to be way far away from the line of fire. Down goes Bowser. Get your GGs out for MidiGuyDP. He takes a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series against TrueHyperMario in the quarterfinals.
Very nicely, well done. A lot more better executed than TrueHyper had. Quite a more, I think, had more unfortunate deaths on his from his end.
Yep, a few costly deaths on TrueHyperMario's side. We have an official race time GG timer of 34 minutes and 5 seconds for MidiGuyDP. Unfortunately for TrueHyperMario, took a death on 8-2. Yeah, he's trying to use the Juke Cloud. No can do. But I guess maybe he just wanted to use it for the heck of it. All right, let's cheer on TrueHyperMario as he's trying to wrap this up. Now, of course, there is a Fire Flower that could be had on TrueHyperMario's side. Did lose the tail, but that's going to be inconsequential because he'll get his fire right here. All right, now let's see if he goes for the mac and cheese. I imagine he'll go for the clip. Doesn't get it on the first try, but he's not going to give up yet. Doesn't get it on the second. Or the third, but he's going to keep on trying. That's been 5 attempts. He's going for 6. Doesn't do it on 6. Well, he is being persistent. 8 tries. Well, he won't have to worry about fireballs. He won't have to worry about laser beams, but he'll still have to get 35 fireballs in order to finish the fight. All right, here's Bowser. Does not get scammed, and down he goes. That is a perfect fire kill right there for TrueHyperMario. Get your GGs out. Solid performance by TrueHyperMario, but it is going to be MidiGuyDP who draws first blood in these quarterfinals. And with that, TrueHyperMario clocks in at 36 minutes and 43 seconds according to Race Time GG.
Very nicely done. I'm sure TrueHyper is just gonna soak this in and learn from it, and hopefully can just clean up a few of the silly, unfortunate deaths here and there, and then just can bring it back and give us a game 3.
And by the way, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that race that you just witnessed was the 1000th race of Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer conducted on Race Time GG. That's right, the 1000th Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer race on Race Time GG. So there's a little bit of part of history here on SpeedGaming in that aspect. But we do have another game coming up between MidiGuyDP and TrueHyperMario. We'll see if TrueHyperMario can tie things up or if MidiGuyDP can run the sweep and advance to the semifinals. Game number 2 coming up on SpeedGaming right after this. All right, folks, welcome back to game number 2 of the quarterfinals between MidiGuyDP and TrueHyperMario here on the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament as SpeedGaming Live 2022 continues. Alongside HighFlyer28, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. MidiGuyDP taking a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 showdown. So TrueHyperMario going to have to dig deep and find a way to tie up this match.
Yeah, we didn't, for that flag set, we only saw one hammer, if I'm not mistaken, unless there was one while I had stepped away for a second. What ended up happening in World 6? Can you give me a brief recap on that?
So MidiGuyDP did use the hammer. Now, TrueHyperMario had to play a fort, but he did guess correctly. It was the first fort he saw was 6F3. So that did end up costing him. So the resource management MidiGuyDP did favor on. Their routing was pretty much on point. It was pretty much even Steven between the two. But I think what the real decider was in game number one was that MidiGuyDP, for the most part, kept the sheet clean. Now, he lost an input on 7F2, as did TrueHyperMario. But TrueHyperMario took a few unfortunate 100-coin fines, and that set him back. And that's what enabled MidiGuyDP to get a lead that he inevitably would not relinquish. So I think what TrueHyperMario is going to have to do here in game number two is he's going to have to cut the deaths down and or hope that MidiGuyDP makes some mistakes here, because he's going to have to win this if he wants to keep his hopes alive of reaching the semifinals. With that, ladies and gentlemen, make your prediction. What world are we going to start with first?
We saw World 5 on the first seed. Let's go with World 6. Let's give them a good start.
I think it's gonna be odd again, but let's go for we're going to go for Water World here. Give me World 3 this time.
What about a level? I sometimes tend to do that. Level or fort. Which one first?
Oh, really? Go for something. 8-1. Nasty start. 8-1.
7-6.
Because they got to do it small. I'd rather do 7-6 small than 7-1. Hey, that's World 3. How about that? We got 2 forts, and that's all that's going to. 7F. Oh! If I would have rolled this seed for myself, this would have been re-rolled right away, and immediately TrueHyperMario taking a death. Yeah, if I would have rolled. Yep, if I would have rolled this seed for myself, this would have been a reset, new seed, but these two runners are going to have to play through it. And MidiGuy making full use of that star to take out the Piranha to get through the SMB2J jump. And luckily, both the Hotfoot and the Boo Diddly are there, and it's not the crazy Hotfoot either. So easy pickings here for MidiGuyDP, and no problem at all at 7F2. TrueHyperMario going to be a little bit behind. It's not going to be a super costly death, but it's definitely not the start you want if you're on TrueHyperMario's side. All right, so 3-6 is our first actual panel level. Shouldn't be a problem for either runner. Again, all auto scrollers are turned off with the exception of 5-9 and a boss mess at the end of 3-6, which we did see in the last seed, by the way, 5-9. Atlantis, which we did not see, and the Coin Heavens, which we did not see. Now, usually you're not going to see Coin Heavens in a race. The one exception might be 3-7, which is a level I like to call Jackpot, because at the end of that Coin Heaven is an item, and who knows, it could be an item that doesn't exist in any part of the game, like, say, a hammer, a Hammer Brother suit, a Jugum Cloud. You just never know.
Yeah, that level being seen early is actually not a bad idea to go up there, because you never know. It could make or break the seed for you.
All right, there's a beta level. We didn't see too many beta levels in that last race, but this is the waterfall level, the 7-6 beta, and of course the 7-6 beta, because the pipe exit is exactly the same as 7-6. And I believe, now I haven't tested this out for myself, High Flyer, but if you use a P-Wing on that level and fly back, you can actually go into natural 7-6.
Huh.
But I've never tested that theory myself.
I'm gonna have to do that sometime.
I might have to have this seed just as a test. There's just one problem. Well, actually, yeah, there is a problem. It's 7F2. That's the problem. I need a code where I always have the P-Wing.
You can do the beginner patch.
Oh, that's true. I could do the beginner patch, couldn't I? All right, then that's something I'll have to consider then. In any event, our next level is 4-6.
Yeah, for any of the viewers out there, if you if any of this scares you, if you ever want to try this, don't be afraid. There are ways to play this at a starting beginner level to where it actually will allow you to basically have every item at your disposal. So if you ever want to try this out, you know, don't be afraid to. There's a lot of people in the community that will help you. So
That's
again,
great. I'll tell you what, that's the great thing about Fred Coughlin's randomizer is that they're fun for any skill level, whether you're a beginner, an expert, or somewhere in between.
Ooh, those Sledge Bros going out for True Hyper there. He almost got sniped by one of the hammers.
All right, but he does not get picked off and gets a Fire Flower for his efforts. We didn't see any of those in the first seed, so that's kind of a welcome sight. 8-2 once again, and once again, MidiGuyDP not taking that quicksand of shame. All right, TrueHyperMario finishing off the coin ship, gets a music box, and MidiGuyDP, no problem at all with 8-2. All right, and checking the pipes to find out where we need to go, as MidiGuy has found the way out. And TrueHyperMario's going to pick panel 8. Ooh, he's got 7-1 to contend with. MidiGuy took a different path. Keep that in mind. 3, 4. Here's Wendy. Not Earthquake this time. Oh, and not going to get the fire kill either. But MidiGuy does take down Wendy, and we'll move on to the next level. Meanwhile, ooh, and TrueHyper goes in the door. He didn't mean to do that. You could tell on the look on his face. Ah, man, this is not what you want to see if you're trying to catch up down 1-0. It was a 4-hit Wendy, so she had a Baconator, maybe a Dave's double, but didn't have all the Baconators in the world this time around.
She had the son of a Baconator.
Good answer. I will accept that.
Yeah, not many people realize that that's actually there. It's because it's one of the newer additions.
Yep. All right, so we have World 1, and it's 4F1. And MidiGuy struggling a little bit. But uses it as a damage boost, so it wasn't all for naught. But yeah, you always got to watch out for what could fall below. It could be a Karibo shoe. It could be a Nipper. MidiGuy this time is going to take the bottom path, because he's got no power-ups and does not want to lose any of that lead. All right, and now it is time for the airship for True Hyper. It ends up being the World 5 airship. No problem at all for MidiGuy, taking down Boom Boom in 4F1. TrueHyperMario needs 4 hits on Wendy, so this could be a precarious fight. It's all about timing on when you land on Wendy so that she does not spawn her candy cane rings. That's a textbook fight right there.
Nope.
Right at the end. I don't think I've ever seen somebody get picked off right when it despawns. That might be a first for me. That's crazy. You love it.
Yeah, the only other time I've seen that is maybe in the first hand stage at the very end.
And MidiGuy pulling off the same move on that Hammer Bro that we saw TrueHyperMario do in game number 1 at the end of that level. There is 7-2 with our friend Boss Bass.
Yeah, going back to Boss Bass, history was made in that 1000th race on race time, but Boss Bass did not go hungry, so that's a good way to have history.
Yeah, it's very rare to see a seed where Boss Bass gets a meal on both runners. Sometimes you get it on one, but you don't usually get it on both. Of course, 7-2 is a precarious level to get eaten on because you got to build the bridge unless you've got a tail, which MidiGuy I don't think had.
Yeah, the only other way you could do it without a tail is if you magically was able to start with the star.
Right, because it's not happening if you try to do the regular P-speed strats. So right now, it is TrueHyperMario 2 levels behind after that early death and the unfortunate 7-1, unable to get the clip. Oh, dear. Close call there for TrueHyperMario. That was almost disaster right there.
Nope. The Hammer Bro clipping into that block there.
Yeah, we saw that last time on MidiGuy's side. That Hammer Bro appears to be accident prone. So here's the World 3 airship. Ooh,
Oh.
close call. That was almost a meal right there for Boss Bass, but TrueHyperMario, it dodges it. This is where you can die rather easily. Trying to build this bridge with Boss Bass in the way, if you don't time it right, you're going to be a meal. I mean, that's just how it's going to work. TrueHyperMario trying to get this Fire Flower. It's a tough one to get, but he was able to pull it off. Because now he wants to use this to buy time, take down the Boss Bass like that, so that it can spawn here in the water, and that he doesn't have to worry about it. The only problem is he's going to have to worry about it up top. Nope, he does not want to worry about it there.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get eaten coming down that last pipe.
I've seen it happen to runners before. It is the worst feeling in the world. Lost the fire suit at the end, but does get through 7-2. We get a hammer from the princess, and World 6 is up next now for MidiGuy.
We got a note in chat that Wendy was a 4-hitter, so...
Yep. And this time, we've got one of the longest levels of the game, 5-3.
Oh, yeah. At least it's not the beta. I'd rather play the original than the beta.
Yeah, the beta does not have any power-ups, but of course, 5-3... likes to throw in the Angry Sun, likes to throw in Boss Bass, but not this time.
I just prefer this one because it doesn't have the water and then the bloopers.
But it does have the pesky Paragoombas, but MidiGuy was able to shake off that mini Goomba, able to get a tail and finish off 5-3, no problem at all. Larry Cheatsy Koopa on a flat arena. 2 hits. 3, that was not enough. 4 hits, it was the maximum. 5-hit Cheatsy Larry Koopa. Down he goes. Moving on to the next world.
Yeah, Larry must have stole Wendy's for the day.
Well, there's a reason why he's called Cheatsy Koopa. All right, Boomerang Bro here, and does get a 1-up. And a star.
I don't think we've seen a hammer just yet. This is a very interesting 2 seeds. Oh, one? Okay.
Yeah, we got one from the princess just now.
Oh, okay. I always miss those. Always trying to spam A.
If they spam it like that, yeah, it's easy for us commentators to miss. In fact, we missed it on a True Hyper side, but we did see it on MidiGuy's side as he just finished off 3-2 very, very nicely. And True Hyper tried to get the leaf before it went below the block, couldn't quite do it, and ended up losing it anyway to that Paragoomba, which again, probably the peskiest enemy in the entire randomizers. We now have 6-7. Oh, there's Boss Bass. We didn't see that on MidiGuy's side, but evidently Boss Bass was here.
Yeah. First, I have a theory about Boss Bass. Oh wow, Boss Bass was at the end of that level for MidiGuy.
He's everywhere.
I don't know if it's because the level technically starts on the right side. Boss Bass, it maybe just only starts on the left side, so that's probably why it's a very late Boss Bass on that level. I don't know, that's where my mind goes when I think of why Boss Bass shows up so late.
Could be. All right, a P-Wing there for MidiGuy and a star for True Hypers. We have the level that Homer Simpson really likes the most. It is the donut level of 5-5. Well, MidiGuy trying to go underneath that fire snake, but that fire snake would have none of it.
Yeah, DLP brings up in chat that True Hyper Mario, the look on his face, he is not happy at all. He's very frustrated with everything going on in the second seed, knowing he needs to pull one together just to try to get a game 3 here.
Well, this seed is invalidated because we've got 3F2 here.
Yep. I mean, but at least it's in World 3.
Right, not 3-3, but at 6-3, yes. But it might be the fort that ends up breaking a lock that we need, because there's at least 2 forts here. All right, so True Hyper Mario now in 6-7. Ooh, a star. Oh, but I went the wrong way, unfortunately. But I don't think it's going to matter really too much. And in fact, it's not going to really matter at all. So no problem there for TrueHyperMario. Gets through 6, 7. And look at where those locks are. Forget about it. We're done. Forget the forts. Free World 6.
To see it.
All right. So we've got the World 1 airship. So Lemmy will not exactly be on flat ground, and he is not a one-hitter. He is not a shrimp. He's not a three-hitter. He's a four-hitter, so he was quite the shrimp. Not the mega jumbo shrimp, but he was a extra large.
Yeah, so far we had 2 4-hitters and a 1 5-hitter. Makes me wonder if we're going to get a few chumps here.
I'm sure we're going to, but yeah, so far Bowser has kept his Koopalings well fed.
I like that in chat. He was fish and fries.
I like that. Fish and chips, absolutely. That's a good answer. P-Wing from the Princess, as we now have World 7. Just the one fort, as you can see from the panel 10 on the bottom left. So there's going to be one lock or bridge that needs to be built. Nothing! Now, the question is, how do we get to that island? Do we have to play that fort, or we just have to find a convoluted path?
Yeah, don't find the pipe that is blocked off by that lock.
Well, there's a lot of options here. So the fort is not required unless it's the only way to get to the pipe where the lock is guarding it. Now, of course, we do have a hammer, so you could see MidiGuy play it here, but he might want to save it for later. But so far, we have not found the correct pipe yet. Here's TrueHyperMario. He's made it safely to the airship. Looks like we're going to have to play panel 3. Just by the way that this layout is, to me it does look like that fort may be required if we didn't have a hammer. Ooh, MidiGuy missing that jump. Doesn't fall to his doom, however. Let's see if TrueHyperMario can get these 4 hits on Lemmy. There's 3. Watch out for those circus balls. Very nicely done. Threaded the needle somehow. That was impressive. MidiGuy's gonna play at least the Piranha stage. He might play the fort. I think MidiGuy must be thinking that lock is guarding the way, and he does not want to use a hammer. And look at this. Speaking of hammers, that might influence him to change his mind, and it does, because I think he would have been heading for that fort. And as I anticipated, he's not going to use the hammer. He's going to go back to play the fort. Well, let's see what it ends up being. Going to use the P-Wing. It's 5F2. He's thinking, you know, maybe it's 7F1. It's World 7, but not this time. Well, let's see what TrueHyperMario decides. He's going to see... Now, he's going to see the lock. Now, here's the problem. He's going to use the hammer right here, which I get the play. I totally get the play here, High Flyer. But here's the thing, and he doesn't know it. There is a hammer in that Piranha level, and MidiGuy is going to be up 2 hammers on TrueHyperMario. So right now, TrueHyperMario, another hammer! Wow! Now, is there a music box? Well, it kind of comes out in the wash because MidiGuy misses out on that hammer. So 2 hammers here in World 7, and they both miss out on 1. But MidiGuy still has the advantage. He's got 2 hammers to TrueHyperMario's 1.
Wow, TrueHyper literally just took the lead using that P-Wing.
Oh, he absolutely did. And yeah, right now, TrueHyperMario has the lead on screen, but again, keep in mind that MidiGuy has an extra hammer in his back pocket, and TrueHyperMario just got the animation skip. Very impressive.
Yeah, for now, we'll give TrueHyper the audio for having the lead for the time being.
Now, of course, the all-important question is, will MidiGuy be able to use that hammer to his advantage? Because there's always that possibility you have a hammer and there's no use for it.
Yeah. We could have all bridges and in Bowser Land.
Now, that would be an historic moment. I mean, we've seen pictures of the legendary 4-bridge World 8. I've never seen it in competition. I would love to see it in competition.
Yeah, or for now on, all the locks are, they're not blocking your path, so you don't need them, and everything else required are bridges. Like we're seeing right here, the lock is not required.
Exactly.
Yeah, this...
now, here's a situation. See where the 2 forts are?
Yes.
They're next to each other. This could come down to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. If one goes one and the other goes the other, we could see a change in the leadership rather easily.
Oh, yes, I agree. Yeah, it's pick your poison, 50-50, fork in the road, however you want to look at it, but that's pretty much where we're at right here for this world alone.
All right, panel number 3 for TrueHyperMario is one of the beta stages, the Iceberg, the 6-2 beta. And MidiGuy's going to skip panel number 3 altogether. Whoa, MidiGuy just made that jump. He could have fallen to his death rather easily. Look at that. Use your Jugum Cloud, get a Jugum Cloud. You don't hear me say that every day. Oh, and actually, wait just a moment. It's not going to matter. It's not 2 Jugum Clouds here. It's not going to matter because that fort's in the way anyway. So if it doesn't build the bridge, both runners are going to... It's not going to matter. Oh, it's 4 knocks, though.
I mean, the only thing that would have... The cloud would have been... If you were just to gamble on I'm playing one less fort. That's the only... That's the only other thing I can think of.
Now, MidiGuy opted not to go for the Tanuki and decided to take the 100 coin fine. We'll see if TrueHyper does the same thing. And we get a music box from the Hammer Bro. Not exactly what we wanted to see at this stage of the game. Now, let's see what TrueHyperMario is going to use. And he's going to use nothing. I imagine he's going to take that same fine because he's small.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they both got at least one P-Wing from the princess, so... Oh, wait.
He does not have any leaves, I think, in his inventory. I think he has to play it out, and that's going to give MidiGuy the lead back.
Yes, it will. Give him the audio. Wow.
I mean, if he had a leaf, he would have been golden, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like he has a leaf, so he's going to play it out. That's very unfortunate. And that, by the way, did build the bridge, so that other fort is going to be unclaimed. Could have probably, if I had to guess, maybe World 1 fort, just considering the circumstances. Ooh, Iggy's got the earthquakes. 2 hits is not enough. 3 hits is not enough. We keep the trend going. It's another 4-hit Koopa. So far, we have played 5 levels, and all of the Koopalings have been above average.
Wow. I think what do we have left? Desert Hill and World 5? Yeah.
Correct. So, yep, so we'll see if Morton and Roy can keep up the trend or if somebody got slimmed.
Yeah.
And TrueHyperMario is going to play the Hammer Bros stage. I didn't see what MidiGuy got from the princess. This is World 2. TrueHyper gets his Jugum Clouds. We have the Pyramid.
So far, forced 3 levels there, unless they decide to use a cloud for one of them.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of clouds for these runners that they just got from the Hammer Bros. Alright, MidiGuy making quick work of the pyramid and gets underneath the sledgehammer.
Oh no.
TrueHyper in trouble! But does take him down. That was a close call right there.
Yeah, Iggy gave him the good old jank hitbox 2 times in a row.
Wow. Yeah, that's what... Ooh, we've got 2 locks. And one of them guards that castle.
Yeah, MidiGuy skipped 2 levels. And it's gonna hope that this fort is the one that breaks the lock there.
Now we've got the ice fort here, 6F2. Now he's got to be careful when you do this strategy, because if you fly too low, you're done for.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of A presses you have to do, and or if you bonk into the ice block on the second try, like when you get off the first flight, if you bonk into the section there where that thwomp is above, you just gotta bail. There's no way you can survive that.
By the way, the item we got from the princess was a star. And it was the correct fort, so MidiGuy could save a hammer.
Yeah, MidiGuy is just getting the right 50-50s here.
Oh, he most certainly is. I mean, he's been playing well, don't get me wrong, but he's also been running lucky as well. And you got to have a combination of both if you want to go deep into these tournaments.
Let's see what TrueHyper does. He's going to play the level that MidiGuy didn't play, one of them, and it's going to be 3-4.
Yeah, this can be difficult small, but he does make the jump. That's difficult to do when you're small because you got to have P speed. So MidiGuy is now in the World 4 airship, and he's going for P speed strats. I would imagine he'll look to see what is in the block at the end, see if there's a power-up, and we do have a Fire Flower, so a chance to get a fire kill here on Morton. Oh, and he's got Earthquake. 2 hits. Our weakest Koopaling yet. I mean, he did have the Earthquake, but that was our weakest Koopaling yet at 3.
And looks like TrueHyper's going to make the same play. Oh, no. He's going to use the hammer on that lock.
I mean, I don't fault him for doing that.
No, not at all, but I think MidiGuy will just have...
But look at this! He gets a hammer back, and I don't think MidiGuy got that hammer.
So I think they'll be even still.
Pretty much.
Unless... Yeah. Oh, yep, there he is.
This is critical, though, for TrueHyperMario. He cannot die. We get a Hammer Bros suit from the princess as we go to our final world before 8. It's World 5. This, though, is critical. He cannot die here. If he does, I think it's going to be curtains. We missed the jump.
Yeah, we already know what Morton's going to bring us, a 3-hit Quake.
And, yeah, good idea from TrueHyperMario. Play it safe. Get the power-up. As we have the boom boom fight here at the Donut Fort, MidiGuy takes him down at 4F2. Fire kill for TrueHyperMario on Morton. So right now, it's still anybody's game. It's a fort and change. That is the difference right now. Uh-oh, but here comes trouble. 6-5.
I would rather play this than 6-6.
Yeah, 6-6 is the worst. It's an angry sun, and which is fine because... Oh, he's going for the clip! He's going for the clip. This could get TrueHyperMario back into the lead if MidiGuy can't do it, and he's going to give up. So that's a few seconds he just gave back to TrueHyperMario. So I understand why he wanted to do it. If he got it, we would have saved a lot of time, but it didn't work out.
Well, here's the thing, too. In the past few races, TrueHyper has actually went for them and has gotten them. TrueHyper always go for that clip.
Look at that, though. There was nothing there to really guard it except that Paraguma, and MidiGuy is able to finish it off no problem. He didn't even need to bring a brick or anything, so there you go.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if TrueHyper goes for the clip. Like I said, in the past few races, he's always gone for it, and he loves going for that clip.
Well, we'll see how this plays out. Here's panel 4. There's 6-5. All right, so no other locks need to be broken. We just have to play this fort. It's just the World 2 fort. No troubles.
There he goes. He's going for it.
Does he get it?
Oh, he almost had it.
Thought he had it.
Oh. He's got the jumps. It's just not letting him in.
He's not getting the sub-pixel. He's not getting the sub-pixel. There it is.
There it is.
Does get the clip, but in the end, I think it's kind of a wash. I don't think he gained or lost any time on MidiGuy, but this is really a close race. Much closer to the race right now than game number 1. It's definitely going to come down to the Great Equalizer World 8, for sure. And we've got jackpot. It is 3-7. Now, at this stage of the game, I don't expect our runners to go to coin heaven. Especially with a Hammer Bro suit in their pocket.
Yeah. Enough hammers and clouds still. I'm assuming if MidiGuy, unless MidiGuy's used them all, they should have at least one of each.
Well, we'll take a look here. No, not yet. And all we had to do was talk about it, and the situation presents itself. This is where you might see an intentional 100-coin fine on TrueHyperMario site if he still has a Jugum. I do not like this level, and a lot of players don't either. Because you never know what the enemy set is. You have these pesky nanny bloopers. You've got the Piranha Gauntlet. You've got the final gauntlet at the end. You've got Big Bertha. This will be a decision that TrueHyperMario is going to have to make.
You have the Cheep Cheeps that just go skyrocketing in the air.
Yep, the rocket Cheep Cheeps, as I do call them. And with all this lag,
Oh, God.
Did not despawn it. Oh. So this has gotten, he got through it though. And there's a couple of pile drivers as well. Oh, and he misses this jump. He's got to watch out. There might be an enemy at the end. There's Boss Bass. The surprise Boss Bass. You always got to be careful. All right. So TrueHyperMario now in 3-7. All right. 2 hammers left for MidiGuy. As we have the final airship, it is the World 7 airship. All right, Star will get TrueHyperMario across, and it'll be decision time for TrueHyperMario once he finds 6-6.
Oh, we're getting from chat that TrueHyper does not have any more clouds.
Oh, then he's going to have to play it. We'll see how this goes. He's got to get it on the first try. 2 hits, and, well, sounds like we know who Bowser does not favor in his family. It's Roy.
But it's okay. Roy is our boy. Doesn't have to be Bowser's boy.
No. All right, well, this could get dicey for TrueHyperMario because he's going to have to get through all of the piranhas. Let's see if he can despawn that side. He does No, he doesn't despawn. I thought he did. But he's still got to be careful. Good patience. Watch the jumps. Good. No! Oh. Quickly, how many bridges? Well, 4 is still in play.
Okay.
All right, 1 bridge this time. 1.
Will MidiGuy go for the tank, whether if he knows if it's fake or not? Oh, I don't think we know if it is yet. I didn't see if it disappeared off screen when he entered the level.
All right, so TrueHyperMario did do 6-6 faster, so he's gained some time, but he's going to need to gain some more if he wants to catch up here. But this is still not out of the realm of possibility.
No, not at all, of course. It's still anyone's game.
All right, he's checking, and it is a fort. Okay. 6F3, the carpet fort. All right, so I think right now, the biggest difference of the seed so far is Fort Knox. I think that's right now hinging in the balance.
Yeah, that was a lot of time wasted for TrueHyper. MidiGuy taking the 100 coin fine and then going back in with the P-Wing.
Yeah, it's just that TrueHyperMario did not have the inventory that MidiGuy had. And resource management, just like in Zelda Randomizer, is huge in Super Mario 3 Randomizer. All right, checking this pipe. All right, well, rip the dream of 4 bridges. There's your lock on hand bridge. Still could be 3. That just takes us to another part of hand bridge. That's kind of a convoluted path to get there. Unless the other pipe... All right, so we've got the dark area. Doesn't get grabbed by the hand. Gonna check this pipe now.
And there's a navy tile there in the corner hanging out by itself.
Got grabbed by a hand, and it is 2-1. Let's see what MidiGuy decides to do. He saw Boss Bass. Looks like he's gonna play it out. Short enough, he might as well. As he's having a race with Boss Bass. Feels like the Kentucky Derby, but he's now completely outrun it. That's how you do 2-1 right there, folks. All right, and now going to check this pipe. And 1 bridge it is. So this is not over yet by any stretch of the imagination.
And 1 hand stage out of the equation, as we saw there in Bowser Land.
Yeah, hand luck could be another possibility. Here's 1, too. Now, again, short enough level, easy enough level. I think you got to play through it.
I don't know if we saw it yet, but just seeing there's 1 bridge, if that navy tile is super tanks, I'm going to call that is what's going to make the bridge.
Yeah, Super Tanks tends to be a gatekeeper more often than not. If that's the case, the seed is somewhat redeemed.
Especially on the Navy icon. I've seen it a lot on the
Ooh.
Navy icon for some reason.
TrueHyperMario taking a different path here. He's now in 3-5. This could be interesting, and a meaty guy now in 6-1.
Here's a 50-50.
Yep, 6F1, I beg your pardon. So we've had two World 6 forts here. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the trifecta because we've already seen the ice fort. Oh! Right into the hands of that waiting dry bones. But he could get another fire flower here. Not in that second block. How about the third block? Star! That's just as good. All right, get your bros out in chat. Bro.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's a lock blocking the Air Force icon. It could be that. That's another solution possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think MidiGuy's just going to go one at a time.
Now, it didn't break a lock. And it didn't build the bridge either. It is looking like the Navy is the answer.
In some way, maybe the Navy breaks the lock.
Right.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Ooh, wow.
Wonder. And that's a fake tank. What is it? Oh, this is okay. So,
that's the same level that TrueHyperMario just played, and now he gets grabbed by the hand. He's gonna see it's 2-1. Now, what will he do? He's gonna try. Oh, I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm thinking it might have been. Oh, he's grabbed again, though. Yeah, that was definitely.
At least there's a boss pass.
Well, there's one meal.
Yeah, at this point, I think he's committed. He's got to go for it.
Oh
my god.
He is getting Macobra'd. Four grabs. Here's 7-4 for meaty guy. 5 grabs.
I think he needs to bonk a few times before going into the level. I don't just go straight in. You got to change the algorithm somehow.
I agree. Finally,
yeah, there we go.
5th try, but that may be the race right there, folks.
Oh.
And he's gonna see one bridge is needed.
Oh wow.
The question
did MidiGuy play the Navy? The Navy icon did
no, but here's TrueHyperMario.
Oh wow. The gatekeeper. Oh, this is the Navy icon?
Yes. This is the World 8 fort. We hadn't seen this yet on meaty guy's side.
Oh wow. If I remember, I think there was a lock on the bottom right section of the dark aisle or dark room, unless that was the almost clips into that there.
Yeah, that was close.
If he would have hit the down input, that would have been rip right there.
All right. So here we go. So down goes Boom Boom for TrueHyperMario. And yeah, the meaty guy's golden. 5F1 was the gatekeeper. That built the bridge. So this is meaty guy's race and match to lose right now, folks. There it is.
Yep.
And he's got his Hammer Bro suit and star ready to go here. So this is it. Meaty guy, a chance to punch his ticket into the semifinals right here. Gets the clip. This is why we call World 8 the great equalizer. This was anybody's game. I mean, just imagine if World 8 was the gatekeeper. This could have been a very different story.
Yeah, TrueHyper ended up playing another fort and getting pulled in by another hand, so
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't get the clip to get into Bowser's room, so he's going to have to get through these fireballs. There's 4 on the top floor, 5 on the bottom, and a laser beam, and a late fireball. He loses his suit.
Well, Cuddle strats it is.
Yep, once again, gonna have to do traditional strats. Second scene in a row, we've seen a late fireball right before the door. I mean, it's going to be inconsequential. He's got such a big lead. It would take multiple deaths at this point for MidiGuy not to pull this off. And TrueHyperMario sees the bad news is that his efforts did not build the bridge. 5F1 was the gatekeeper. And that 4 right there is going to be MidiGuy's ticket to the semifinals. Get your GGs out for MidiGuyDP. He wins the series 2-0 and advances to the semifinals of the Mario 3 Randomizer SGLIVE tournament.
Yeah, what a World 8. That took a while.
All right, according to Racetime GG, MidiGuyDP is clocked in at 38 minutes and 53 seconds. GG to MidiGuy. He performed solidly throughout, but I'll tell you what, we call World 8 the Great Equalizer. Had World 8 Fort, which was one that MidiGuy didn't play, if that would have been the one that built the bridge, it would have been TrueHyperMario forcing a game number 3. But as it stands, we do have our winner. MidiGuyDP here in the commentators booth with us. GG, congratulations. You played an exceptional set. I mean, you kept the kill count low. You had the lead pretty much wire to wire in both seeds. How you feeling?
Dang, this is the second time I make it to 2 semis in a tourney. This is quite something. I'm looking forward to the next one, that's for sure. But yeah, both these went pretty well on my end overall. Didn't really make many crazy mistakes, though that World 8 in the second seed was something else. Of course, it was Air Force.
And unfortunately, TrueHyperMario falling to Boom Boom has decided to wave the white flag. So tough finish there for TrueHyperMario. He was still very much in the running going into World 8. I'm going to tell you, this World 8 had great equalizer potential here because you had the lead. But TrueHyperMario took a different route. He actually played a fort that you didn't play, World 8 fort. That was the Navy tile, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If that would have been the gatekeeper, he could have stole this race from you and we would have had game number 3. But as it was, 5F1, which was on Handbridge, ended up being the gatekeeper. So it's a 2-0 sweep.
Pretty much. Well, I pretty much deduced that it had to be that fort because the moment I broke a hammer to get to the fort tile on the dark room. And then I said, okay, a fort needs to be beaten for this to have access. And also, Air Force was also blocked by a lock, so I knew there had to be a fort that had to be played to beat that as well. So that told me that only Air Force or the fort tile could have built the bridge, because Navy would have been required to break one of those 2 locks to get to one of those 2 forts regardless. Without the hammer, I don't know what the super tanks broke because I played it right away, but other than that, probably all 4 forts were required without if you didn't have hammers for that one.
Right, and resource management definitely came into play for sure. I mean, I think you had a leg up on the hammers, but you also had a leg up on other inventory because one of the big differences in game number 2 was Fort Knox. No P-Wings, obviously, to give at that point, but neither of you had a tail when you started, but the problem for TrueHyperMario was he had no power-ups that enabled him to go big to start the level, and that cost him a lot of time. And the lead that you had going into World 8 was basically Fort Knox, but you ended up solidifying your position in the Great Equalizer World 8. But I think the big reason why you won today, your gameplay was very solid. I mean, you didn't make very many mistakes. You didn't have too many costly deaths. I mean, just solid performance all the way around. So GG to you, my friends. Semifinals, here you come.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I really wonder who I'm going to be going up against. It could be one of 3 from what I see. It could be Teeks, Jake Hoper, or Stewie Cartman, and we'll have to see.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot can happen here, and all of them are going to be formidable opponents one way or the other. So GG to you on your victory today. Do you have any questions or comments, High Flyer, for our winner?
No, I was just gonna. I was gonna add to for what Midi guy was saying. I mean, regardless, from what I remember hearing last night, top 4 does get prize pool, I believe. So that's always good to hear.
Indeed, that's gonna be a first for me, being part of that. Though there was a few other notable parts during the race that were quite interesting. Well, let's see. The start of the second seed. Yay, we start with Piranha Fort. How lovely.
Right.
Luckily, they had stars in there. That came in pretty handy for that. Also, the first seed, I don't know, but it felt, the first part of the first seed felt pretty treacherous to me in a way, because I didn't have power-ups all the way until World 2, if I recall correctly, other than stars.
Oh, yeah. The power-ups were hard to come by early on in that seed. You're absolutely correct. My goodness.
Yeah, and here's a pattern that's rather rare you see. In World 6 of the... was it this? I think it was the second seed? The way to the castle was literally locked behind a pipe. Like, the ideal fort was locked behind a pipe. Pretty much. Go on the pipe then by playing a fort. You don't usually see that. I was surprised when the pipe took me to the other side of the other 2 locks on that world map. That was interesting to me to see.
Oh yeah, the L-shaped locks.
Yeah. That was something else. In terms of the 50-50 areas, I don't think there was anything really went that wrong. Oh, okay, there was one where I did the C4 play fort strat, and it didn't. That wasn't in World 7 of, I think, the first race. I think I played the fort, and I saw the lock break right below on the the bottom left island. I was like, oh, well, that fort was pointless. But in any case, overall, 50-50s didn't throw me around that much. It was pretty smooth.
Well, your 50-50s are pretty much on point. So, yep, a big GG to you. And again, wish you the best of luck in the semifinals.
Many, many thanks. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't remember what else we saw there. Other than the very heavier Koopa links to start and up to the middle.
The first 5 Koopa links were above average, and then the 6th one was just 3, and then poor Roy was just a 2-hitter.
Another notable thing that just happened, I was just like, oh, really game? It's like, I was this close to equipping a P-Wing before a certain castle. Like I said, nah, it can't be. Then, of course, the moment I selected, it's World 6 airship. Like, missed opportunity twice. Just like that.
Go figure, right?
Pretty much. And at the beginning of World 3 in the second seed, I went out of my way to make sure I had a tail from getting the waterfall level right before that next fort, because I was almost sure that was going to be Fort Knox. It wasn't. No. Okay, thanks. Okay, cool. Can't remember where it was exactly, but yeah. Oh yeah, it was closer to the end, right? But no, it went pretty smoothly. There's not too much notable stuff that I can really remember, because it was just cruising. I was just cruising for the most part.
Yeah, TrueHyper got pulled in by that hand that ended up being 2-1 5 times before he was able to get past it.
Dang. Yeah, I decided to just play the hand stage because I figured I would be going back over those tiles, and I didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, and then he got pulled in by the one on the right side as well. I think once or twice, so...
Yeah, usually, unless it's truly just, like, linear, like if it's on the Bowser screen or something like that. These days, I tend to play the hand stages a little more often, just because I feel like I'm going to be going over them multiple times. I mean, if they don't grab me, then okay, cool, I guess, but if I get grabbed, I'll often play them unless it's a very long level. Speaking of which, did not see Atlantis, did not see 7-5, saw 6-6, and 5-9.
You did see 5-9, yeah.
Yep, both
5-3 ones.
Yeah, we never saw Atlantis, never saw 7-5.
In World 2 of the second seed, I used 2 clouds right after the pyramid the pyramid icon, which was the pyramid. I wonder what those 2 stages were, because
We'll never know.
3-4 was one of them. True Hyper played that. He ended up skipping one of the forts and he broke the lock after clouding at the end of World 2.
You know, it's funny. We never saw 3F1 or World 1 fort on either seed.
No, didn't. Not at all. You're right there. I'm guessing it was probably in Worlds. For the second one, my guess is it was probably in World 6. But
yeah, I don't see. Here's the thing. There's 2 worlds. I don't see World 1 very often. Then World 3, World 4.
Yeah, that makes sense because there's always going to be at least one guaranteed required fort in World 4, and usually there's a lock in front of the castle for World 3.
And if there's not a lock at the castle in World 3, you still have to complete a fort anyways to get to another lock that impedes your progress.
Yeah, pretty much there. But yeah, there weren't many crazy routing spots. There was one part in World 5 where I was actually worried I played more levels than I could have for a moment, because I thought maybe the tower took me further, but then I was like, oh wait, no, it's fine. I analyzed the map correctly. Phew. But yeah, in any case, this was quite a run, and I'm looking forward to the next match, which I'm assuming is going to be sometime this week, because I think there's like roughly a week left to finish this whole tourney, maybe a little more.
Yeah, August.
Correct.
I think it's not August. October 2nd, I believe, is the deadline.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be ready. I should be available to do any matches pretty much anytime.
Yeah,
Pretty
depending
much.
on how this bracket goes, Midi, I think I might see you in the in the bronze medal. So if I do, hopefully that'll be good too.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. We just might meet up. You never know.
Yeah.
But all right then. Can't really think of any other notes off the top of my head. I think I thought of just about everything I could think of. 4-6 was fun with the star.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, I think.
Alrighty.
All right, with that, please make sure you give both of our runners a follow, MidiGuyDP and TrueHyperMario, both of them playing exceptionally well this afternoon. That is going to do it here for our Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer for coverage for now here on SpeedGaming. Of course, we've got many more matches to come here in the tournament that we do need to get scheduled as it starts to wind down and we get into the money stages of the tournament. So, any final thoughts, High Flyer, before we sign off?
And no, that's just excellent gameplay. It's always good to do these. I love to see what runners do that I might not be doing, and sometimes I just I'm taking notes on the side. I appreciate it, Midi.
Absolutely.
Oh, glad to help. Glad to help.
So for everybody here on Speed Gaming, for our 2 runners, and for my commentator partner, High Flyer 28, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you again soon for more exciting Speed Gaming Live 2022 coverage of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament. Have a good one, everybody.
See ya. Bye.
Take care, everybody.